What's up, y'all? This is Middle School Stories Part 2. I remember this one time where my mom, she went to like CCRI. She would take classes. She was trying to get her like nursing. She was trying to be like a registered nurse or something like that. So she had to, she would take classes at CCRI. And sometimes she would bring us there with us when, I guess she couldn't find like a babysitter. And I would love going there because, the Providence CCRI, the South Side, because they had this store that had like penny candies, that sold penny candies. And I literally would just go to like all the telephone, like the telephone booths. When the last time we seen one of those? But I would go to like all the telephone booths, all the little candy machines, and try to find, like, push the buttons and try to get like dimes out of there, nickels, and then go and just get mad candy. Also, it had a library upstairs, and in the library, every place for me was like an adventure, somewhere to explore. I would just be all through this library looking at all the magazines, and in one of these magazines, I come across it seemed like a regular magazine as I'm just going through the pages. It was like this open out poster, and it was this woman just with full bare breasts, just beautiful, man. I mean, again, I'm like 11, mind you. So this is like, I'm like, oh shit. So I immediately do what a real nigga would do and rip it out the book, look through it to see if there's more. There wasn't. Folded it up, put it in my bag, and kept it moving. Now, I immediately took it to school the next day, and I was showing all my friends. I'm showing everybody, like, yo, take this out. And we're just some little horny middle school motherfuckers, so everybody's just blown, like, yo, let me see. I'm showing everybody, like, that joint was crazy, But the one thing I didn't let anyone actually touch it and hold it. I was like, yo, just, you see with your eyes, not with your hands, relax. That was what we used to say back in the day. But the funny thing is, one of my boys, he was a little too overzealous. He was just like, yo, come on, man, let me borrow it. Let me just hold it for a second, man. Come on now. And I was like, look, I'll give it to you, but if I give it to you, it's yours. That shit ain't come from me. You don't know me. Do not say my name if you get bagged with it. And he's just like, all right, man, yo, come on, man. Like, come on. I was like, you sure? He's like, yeah, yo, come on, man. Like, you gonna do me like that? I'm like, all right, man, chill out. Gave it to him. Wipe my hands with it. So these dudes are sitting there still looking at the joint, giggling. I guess they wasn't as sneaky as me. Because I showed mad people in the class without getting caught. This motherfucker, they sitting there giggling and shit. And the teacher's like, what are y'all doing over there? And she walks over there and snatches it out of his hand, sees what they're looking at, and like,
principal's office now. Don't even
immediately, and then takes him to the principal's office and gives the principal the poster that he was looking at. Now, I'm just like, man, it sucks for him. Hey, at least I gave it to him, and I told her, hey, it's yours now, so I should be in the clear. So class ends, and then I remember my next class was like theater class. Oh, actually, no. We're still in the class, so I'm thinking I'm good. The principal comes, or matter of fact, it was the assistant principal. The assistant principal comes, and he goes, Kai, he pointed right at me. I was like, oh, man, you fucking kidding me? And then he comes at me, and he brings me to the office. My boy's sitting there, and he's just like, he says that it was yours. And I'm looking at this motherfucker like, snitch ass motherfucker. Like, what happened to all this shit? Motherfuckers supposed to not snitch and all this shit. You get bagged up. I told you it was yours. You don't want to listen. You get bagged up with it. Now you want to say my name? Oh, it was Kai's. Kai's brought it in. Just to get yourself out of trouble? So I'm like, oh, all right. Now, mind you, one thing I know about American, even though it's not like an actual criminal case or nothing like that, but it still applies. And it goes, possession is 9/10 of the law. Meaning if you get caught with something and it's on you, even you could say is whoever you want. The fact that it was caught with you, if it comes down to a he said, she said, or he said, they're going to blame the person who was caught with it. So I said, I don't know what he's talking about. That shit ain't mine. I don't know. He's like, you sure? I said, yeah, it ain't mine, bro. Like, I ain't got nothing to do with that. It was all right. And again, is he said. On top of that, he got caught with it. I was sitting there on my desk chilling. So he's like, all right, go back to your class. Went back to class. Class ended. Went to like theater class. And then I see my boy walk up in the theater room. I'm thinking this nigga gonna be mad, but then when I think about it now, it's like, he already tried to snitch on me, so he can't be mad at me. Like, you already dying me out. So you can't get mad at me for lying. But he was like, oh, he got suspended and all that. And he wasn't sweating it. I wasn't sweating it. But, he just tried to get himself out of trouble real quick. I was like, hey, well, you got caught with it, so hey, it suspended him for like a couple of days or whatever. It wasn't nothing big though. I couldn't take that damn suspension. I know that. I probably would have got my ass whooped. So I don't know what happened to him, but that's what he get for snitching. Pokemon was huge during this time. Like Pokemon had like just came out. People was all over it. I mean, people had the little Game Boy Advances playing Pokemon on the game. The trading cards was crazy. I wasn't much of a good haggler back in the day. Like I didn't know the actual value of things or perceived value. Because I didn't know the value of things, I made a lot of horrible Pokemon trades. Even a couple of them where I felt like I'm definitely getting burnt right now. But instead of just shutting it down, like, nah, I don't want it. You take your cards, I'm gonna take mine. I would just let it happen. Like I would just let them burn me for my cards, and now I got a bunch of cards that I don't even fucking want. And that definitely led to like an early exit in my Pokemon trading card days. Like after doing a couple bad deals, I was like, yeah, I'm all set with this because I got a bunch of cards I don't even want. I'm trading all my good cards away. My mom won't buy me more, so fuck all this shit. So I stopped even caring. And I used to go to like it was some type of like novelty shop. It was the greatest store in the world to me when I was a kid. It had all type of comic books and action figures and Pokemon cards, baseball cards. I mean, it literally was like kid heaven. You know, they shut it down a while ago, but man, this place was incredible. And I used to walk in there and the Pokemon cards. Some of them they probably was valued like over like $100. Like some of them damn cards, man. Like that's how much Pokemon was fucking revered back in those days. Like, you know, it's crazy now that I think about it, man. You know, but I used to love playing the game on the Game Boy Advance. Pokemon was a dope ass game. Another little prank we used to do, or a prank we used to do. I don't know if you guys remember this. We used to take the pens take the metal part and just rub it real hard up against like some wood, or even like a desk, and just keep rubbing it. Take it, and then you put it on your friend's hand. That shit would burn the shit out of you. And we literally took pleasure in torturing each other by just doing it for as long as we could. As soon as your friend came by, you just put it on his hand real quick, and that shit will burn them, and they would just scream loud. I mean, my friend got me good one time. This nigga Hank, this nigga Hank, he sat there, he had to do that shit for like 10 straight minutes. And so I'm looking at him do it, and he's just doing it, and I'm just looking at it, and I'm just laughing, and he's laughing too. You know, little do I know, this nigga about to use it on me. And we're literally in, we was in the auditorium. They was doing some type of presentation. I don't know. The principal was talking about some shit. It was some type of assembly. So we're literally in the middle of an assembly. Hank's just doing this shit for like 10 straight minutes. So I'm wondering like, yo, who's he gonna get? So I'm laughing the whole time he's doing it. Like, yo, whoever gets that is gonna go crazy. Second later, I just feel the little fucking hot ass metal part of the pen just searing into my skin. I literally yelled at the top of my lungs like, ah! And then I had to cover my mouth real quick because we're in the middle of an assembly. And yeah, I'm like, ah! You know what I'm saying? And everyone, all my friends is dying laughing, and I'm just like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? Like, that shit we literally used to torture each other with this shit, man. I don't suggest none of y'all do it. You know, you probably got all type of little fucking burns on you. Like, we was wilding back in them days. Like, we used to do all type of stupid shit. So that's 6th grade. By the time I get to 7th grade, I'm just I'm not gonna say I'm a menace to society, but I didn't give a fuck about school. It was more fun to bunk. Like, my mom worked in the morning. You know, I think she had like changed her schedule. So she actually left before us. So sometimes I just be sitting there watching TV. Like, yeah, I'll leave in it. I'll be a few minutes late. I'll be 10 minutes late. I'll be 20 minutes late. And I remember one day, I sat there and I was watching like cartoons all morning. It probably was like 8:30 before I finally started walking to school. Got there like 8:45, and when I got there, I started getting nervous. I'm like, damn, I don't want to go and get this late pass and have to walk in. So I eventually like talked myself into just going back home. And I got back home and mom wasn't there. And I just sat there and just watched TV all for the rest of the day and got away with it. Because, I mean, how would she know? And even that, not only did she leave before us, we got back before her because school was like 8 to 2. So we probably get home like 2:15, 2:30, if that, you know, probably even quicker, like 2:10. The school literally was right down the hill. From that point on, it was like, oh, I got away with it? Okay, let's see how many other times I can get away with. And I bunked school a whole bunch of different times. And even when I went to school, sometimes I would bunk class. You know, especially my math class. Like I fucking hated math. Seventh grade, it was like algebra 2 or some shit. I literally would just like walk around the hallways. Like I spent the entire period walking around the hallways, like, because I just did not want to go to seventh grade math class. Sometimes just hanging out in the bathrooms. Sometimes I leave and come back, you know, leave like a rock at the door or some shit. Surprisingly, never got caught. Like, I think the principal might have seen me a couple times, and I'm like, oh, you know, I just came to school late, and you know, I'm headed to class right now. Had like an appointment. I'll say some shit like that, and I'm like, all right, make sure you head to class. I'm like, all right, cool, and then just keep walking around the school. Like, I'm surprised I didn't get caught. I don't know, man. I think in public school they just they don't really care that much. Like, they don't really keep much of an eye on you. It's real easy for a kid to just do shit like that. I missed so much of like seventh grade math that when I did eventually start to show up and say, you know what, nah, I can't keep missing class like this. I'm gonna go to class and I'm gonna start paying attention from now on. And I went to class and I was so behind, I had no fucking idea what the fuck they was doing. I was just completely lost. I'm looking at the work, I'm trying to do it. I hadn't been there for so long, it was just like, and then so from so I just started bunking again and just I barely went to that damn math class. Like, I fucking hated that shit. Algebra 2. That was a hell of a year. But anyway, that's part 2. Check out part 3. I'm going to tell you a couple more stories. Holla at ya, boy. Peace.